The legend begins in a quiet and peaceful village. In that village lived a kind-hearted young man named Utaro. One day, when he was going to work, Utaro met a group of children playing on the edge of a rice field. Some of them were seen hitting wooden sticks on the ground. "What are they doing?" Utaro asked silently. It turned out that the children were trying to catch an eel. The eel was unable to avoid the children's stick blows. "Feel sorry for." Utaro then intervened. "Don't disturb the eel. Poor thing, right? Come on, go find another game. Don't hurt animals." Ban Utaro. The children left. The poor eel immediately moved away towards the rice fields. Then the kind Utaro continued his journey. All day working made Utaro's body very tired. It wasn't even evening yet, but his eyes felt very heavy. However, just as his eyes were about to close, he heard a knock on his door. Knock, knock, knock. No, who's visiting at this time of night, he thought. When the door was opened, Utaro was kind and shocked beyond words. It turned out to be a beautiful girl who knocked on his house. "Help, I'm lost and lost on the road. Let me spend the night here, sir," begged the girl. Sigh, please come in." Utaro replied nervously. That night, Utaro had to be willing to sleep on the terrace of the house, so that the beautiful girl could rest peacefully inside. The next morning, early in the morning, the girl woke up. "Sorry, actually I live alone. My parents are long gone, and I also don't have a house to shelter in," said the beautiful girl. "Sorry, I said something dishonest last night." "Then what should I do?" Utaro asked confused. "Please marry me, sir. I don't know where to go home anymore." The beautiful girl begged. "I promise to be a faithful wife and work hard every day to help you." Utaro felt sorry. Besides, it just so happens that he hasn't found a soulmate yet. Now, in front of him was a beautiful girl who was ready to become his wife. Finally they got married, lived happily, and were blessed with a child. One day, unlike usual, Utaro came home early from work. When he got home, he found it very quiet. The door to the house was locked tightly. Curious, he tried to peek through the window. "Oh Lord!" he shouted in surprise. Utaro saw an eel-like animal coiled on the floor of the room. In the middle of the circle of the eel's body lay its baby child. Strangely, the child was not afraid at all. In fact, it looks like he's joking. Could it be that my wife is an eel incarnate? Utaro was confused and frightened. He then went to calm down. He decided to return in the afternoon to confirm his suspicions. However, in the afternoon, Utaro found that the house had returned to normal. His wife was holding her child. Utaro acted as if nothing had happened, even though she tried to act normal. The wife apparently already knew that her husband had seen her in her real form. Feeling sorry for her husband, the wife came clean. "I know you have seen my true form. I am indeed the incarnation of the eel you once helped. I just want to repay that kindness by being devoted to you. However, now I have to go, because you already know who I really am. Please take good care of our child. He's human like you," explained the wife sadly. The wife then gave him a small ball. "If our baby is thirsty or hungry, give him this ball to suck," he said later. Now, Utaro has to raise his child alone. Armed with a small white ball given to him by his wife, the baby grew healthily. Never once did the baby get sick. This made the neighbors surprised. How can a baby without mother's milk grow healthy and never get sick? Investigating, after investigating, finally Utaro's secret about raising his child was revealed. The miracle of the small white ball, that he had finally spread to all corners of the country, and reached the ears of the country's rulers. Unfortunately for Utaro, because then the Lord stole his magic little ball. Next, the days became very troublesome for Utaro. He could no longer work calmly, because the baby kept crying, thirsty and hungry. Only a small white ball could make the baby's cry stop. Utaro is confused and desperate. Go to the edge of the lake. Help me, my wife, he cried desperately. Suddenly the surface of the lake water rippled, then from within it emerged a very large eel. What is it? Why do you look so sad? Asked the eel incarnation of his wife. It was told about a small white ball that was confiscated by the authorities. As a result, the child now continues to cry, hungry and sick. Husband, those little balls are actually my own eyeballs. If our baby sucks it, the ball will become a substitute for milk, explained the eel. I gave him another eyeball. For the sake of our baby, I am willing even if I have to go blind. Take our baby away from the village so that no one can take my one remaining eyeball. Thank you, my dear wife, cried Utaro. After giving him one more eyeball, the now blind eel then returned to the bottom of the lake. Meanwhile, her husband, the kind-hearted Utaro, returned home. As his wife ordered, he immediately packed up to move, raising his children elsewhere. Not long after Utaro left with his son, a large earthquake struck his former village. Very powerful earthquake. All buildings were destroyed, including the ruler's magnificent palace. It is said that the earthquake was caused by the movement of a blind eel that hit the ground right under the village.